Hi guys, so today I will be doing a book review, Sweet no Amigurumi. And before I start, I want to let you guys know that this is in 100% Japanese, pretty much. And they are also in Japanese style patterns, which are in the cylindrical style. There are 12 projects in total. And I'm not sure who this is by. From what I gather, each pattern is by different people and they just made it into one book. I don't think you need to know English to be able to make this, make use of this book, as in the back there are really clear instructions and legends which tell you each individual how to make each legend. So when you see in the pattern, for example, you see this X with the squiggly line, this is what you're meant to do. So it's pretty good with that. So even if you don't know Japanese, you should be fine as long as you know the basics. And there's 12 projects, but individually there's quite a bit because for example, the tart, as you can see, there's lots of fruit and things, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 patterns in one project. As you can see here, like this ice cream pattern, they give you 4 color combinations and they'll show you how to do each one, which I think is really nice. One thing I noticed was that in order to complete everything in this book, you will need quite a bit of colors of yarn, and I didn't have a problem with that because I do hoard yarn. Although I said you don't need to know any Japanese, it will help if you know your katakana, because then you'll know what piece you're making individually. For example, you see this yellow circle here and you might think it's a banana, but when you read it, it says kurimu, which is cream, and this would say blueberry, which is blueberry, and kiwi, and see, that's the banana. So katakana is helpful, but it's not necessary. I quite like how as you can see here, next to each piece, they'll tell you how many duplicates you need to make. So here you need 2 blueberries, 1 kiwi, and 2 bananas. I also like how they tell you how many stitches you need at the side for each pattern for each row. So row 1 is 6, row 2 is 8, row 3 is also 8, and they'll do that for every pattern, which is really nice. It also tells you for each item the size, how big it should be in centimeters. So this should be 1.2 centimeters, that would be 2.2 centimeters. One thing that I couldn't understand was what size hook you needed to use, but I used a 2.5mm hook throughout the whole book, with the exception of the miniatures, which I used a 1.25mm hook. And for the taiyaki, I used a 3.5mm hook because I broke my 2.5mm hook. So firstly, I made the little tart. As you can see, it's pretty cute, and I tried to arrange it exactly the same as how the book told me to, and it turned out pretty nice. And then I made the green tea cake. Again, this turned out really cute. I had no problems. Next is the macaron. And yeah, this is pretty simple as well. Next is the little pudding with the spoon. Next I made this. It's meant to go in a cup, but I don't have any cups that are the right size to put the cake in. And I really love this pattern. It turned out really cute. And you also can take off the lid. And then I made the pancake pouch, which I think is pretty nice, but it's not something I'd make or use. I added my own lining to that, but that was my own personal preference. You didn't have to do that. And yeah, there's maple syrup and noble butter. And lastly is the taiyaki, which is definitely the highlight of the book. It comes with a mouth and an eye, but I couldn't be bothered doing that. So yeah, that's what it looks like without the fin. So overall, I would recommend this book to beginners / intermediate. It's not particularly super beginners. So I don't know, some beginners are pretty quick to understanding how to do patterns. And because I can understand Japanese patterns, it's probably a lot easier for me. So it really depends on yourself. So not exactly intermediate, but not exactly beginners. And this retails at 500 yen, but I got mine on eBay for $15.29 US. For me, I'm a bit stingy with books, so that's a bit steep for me. But after finishing the book, I think it's totally worth the money. So I completely recommend this book. I will put a link to the person I bought it from in the description bar. So please check it out if you are interested. It's really cute and it was pretty basic, so everything was pretty quick to make. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching and bye.